Hey, you. Yes, you. Do you want to Rage Against the Machine? No, not those guys, they suck. I mean, do you really want to Rage Against the Machine? Do you want to wear painfully tight jeans and bullet belts? Do you want to have long hair and scream band name obnoxiously loud and often? Do you want to be wasted 24/7 and never take a shower? Then motherfucking thrash metal is the genre for you. That's right, the genre that popularized downtuning, high-speed drumming, shouted lyrics, and screaming, Slayer! But mysterious voice that definitely isn't just me talking to myself, what is thrash metal? Well, you blithering fucking retard that has apparently been living under a rock for 40 years, thrash metal is an extreme form of metal, although, if we're being honest, it's pretty tame in comparison to most of the metal world, that came around in the 1980s and was more or less a response to hair metal and new wave. One of these was awesome. One of these survived solely on the feverish consumption of cock. I'll let you decide which one was which. So, a history lesson. Thrash metal emerged in the 1980s as a combination of the shred-style guitar work of the new wave of British heavy metal and the speed and harsh style of hardcore punk. Lyrically, thrash metal focuses on social issues such as rage against the establishment, aka the Reagan-era conservative views that were common at the time. The best of the thrash bands also focused on stuff like war, anti-religion, drinking, and fucking bitches. Thrash metal was started properly in California by the band everyone wants to keep pretending never contributed anything to metal, Metallica. Yes, Metallica was the first proper thrash band. Deal with it, you neck-bearded, fedora-wearing, dirt-nap, darrow-filleting, chode smokers. Thrash spread quickly in the 80s, just like AIDS, spawning bands all over the world such as Megadeth after Dave Mustaine was kicked out of Metallica for being an alcoholic dickhead, and of course Slayer, which was also out of California. Other bands across the world started showing up, such as Exodus, Overkill, Razor, Creator, Onslaught, and all of these bands are more deserving of being a part of the Big Four than Anthrax. Modern thrash really is not worth checking out. It's mostly just shitty knockoffs trying to ape the 80s, although there are a few hidden gems, but you have to look very long and very hard for, and it's really not worth the time. And most of the thrash metal bands that were around in the 80s are just trying to ape them fucking selves from the 1980s, and yeah, it hasn't gone very well. God, what happened to this genre? But if you want to know how to make thrash metal, here is your 5-minute crash course. First, we're going to take a look at the drums. What you need is either 2 bass drums, or if you're like me and can't be fucked to tune 2 bass drums together, just a double bass pedal will work just as well. So, you want to get a good head for your snare, and tune it to sound like a gunshot, not a fucking trash can, Lars. And then basically, you just play a 2/4 rock beat as fast as you can, but with double bass. And you have to make sure that you overuse fills as well as every cymbal you can find. Let's do a quick demonstration. Up next, you're going to need your guitar. I recommend drop D tuning for maximum thrash with minimal effort, because we like to keep things easy around here. For the verse and rhythm riffs, it's simple. Either just open, or just pick any of the top 5 frets, and just play that one the entire time. For your main riff, you do the same thing, just do a simple progression along the top 5 frets on the D string. Never go beyond that, and never play anything other than the D string. You're a thrash guitarist, don't fucking overcomplicate things. Let's do a quick demonstration. Up next is the best part, the solos. It's very simple. You're a thrash musician, so you don't need to know anything about playing in key or music theory or anything. So just hit random notes and hope for the best. Remember, if it doesn't make your ears bleed, you're not doing it right. Last and certainly least is the bass. Bass can exist. Just cheat off your guitar player's homework and keep it simple. Just play along on the root. And I know it's highly illegal, but you just play with a pick and just basically be the hype man for the band. Easiest job that there is. Finally, you have the vocals and lyrics. For vocals, it's very simple. You just shout into the microphone. It's important to remember that you don't scream or growl. That didn't come until black and death metal later on. However, unlike genres like punk and black metal, you actually have options when it comes to lyrics. Maybe your half-baked left-wing political opinions, war, ranting about religion, drinking, fighting, fucking, and a partridge in a pear tree. And there you have it. You now know how to be a thrash metal band and ruin every concert you go to by screaming Slayer nonstop. Repeat this formula for 20 years and be sure to sell out as soon as you get a hit record. And Finn.
Mr. Misanthropic, go fuck yourself.